Bill Yeager here, and I'm so excited about this challenge, and I want to kick it off because I'm asking you for your reasons why you're here, and I wanted to explain mine and to tell you how I got here. So, yeah, I had a really hard upbringing and family life, and I suffered traumas when I was a youth, and it was a series of things as I grew up. Like I said, it was the way I was brought up and my family life, and um, there was some bullying, not only in the home but outside the home, and abuse that I had suffered. And these were really obviously difficult challenges for me. I call them challenges now because I believe that's what they were. But they shaped certain thought patterns in my mind, and it led me to overeat, and it led me to think of myself in a certain way, and it led me to uh, outwardly speak about myself in a negative way and think about myself in a negative way. And those feelings, these thoughts that I had, and those feelings that ultimately built a momentum, were very negative. And that shaped who I became. It shaped the way I thought. It shaped how the energy I was putting out into the universe was coming back to me. I had all these negative things going on in my life, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? And it doesn't seem to happen to other people. And if you really stop and notice, you probably notice people who are complaining all the time, and all they have is negative stuff happening. Well, that's ultimately that's why. And I didn't learn that until I really started diving into mindset and the type of energy that we put out, we end up getting back. But going back to the way I was brought up, it was a very painful time for me. Fast forward to about 20, 21, 22 years old. I was cleaning out my basement, and some of my friends in the group, they've heard this before, but I was cleaning out my basement, and if you've ever heard of the Body of Work video, or EAS, Bill Phillips, Body for Life, this video ended up coming down and bopping me on the head while I was cleaning my garage. And I'm a little upset. I got this thing in my hand, and I'm reaching out. I remember it like it was yesterday. I reached out, threw it in the garbage, and I'm looking at it, and for some reason I stopped. It was like the universe was talking to me. It was like somebody tapped me on the shoulder. And I stopped and I looked at these before and after pictures, and I'm saying to myself, like, wow, what if, am I going to throw this thing out? It's just, what if it were me? Like, what if I could do this? So I said, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to take a little break. So now this is a VHS. This is about 2 decades ago. And I walk upstairs and make myself this big sandwich, big bowl of potato chips, and pop it into the VHS, and I'm chomping away, and I start watching this video. And the point to the video, to keep it short, was really to there were these 10 challengers that were ultimately trying to get this big prize, this big really nice car, and the common thread that they all had was that they transformed their lives through eating right and exercise, and ultimately transformed their body first, but their lives began to transform. And I wanted that. I was in such a rut in my life. I wanted that too. So I was like crying about halfway through the video, and I related to so many of those stories. And by the end of that video, I was done. Like, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. The time is now. I'm starting Monday. I think this was a Saturday. So I entered the challenge, and I ate right. I exercised in a certain way. I was luckily, I think this is one of the biggest benefits that I have had, and this is why I became one of the challenge winners out of, they were in several different countries. I think it was that year, they told me it was somewhere around 600,000 entries. And I was chosen as one of the winners. And I believe that some of the gifts that I was given as a youth was, my father was a collegiate athlete trainer, and there was some nuggets that I took from him that I used in this program. So, which I've been using with clients, the same exact thing for as I said, 20 years. Completely transformed my body. My life was starting to change. Months are going by, and I'm like, ooh, did I win this thing? And then I get a call from one of the judges, and they're asking me some questions. And I'm like, wow, man, like I'm actually in the running here. And they were just asking me about my life questions. It was so little about, what supplements did you take or this, that, and the other thing. It was more about like, how did your life change? And I articulated that in such a way that that they were inspired. And then I got a call again, another couple months, and man, they're like, hey, I just want to let you know that you won. And oh my whole life changed. My whole life was just like, I was a painting contractor at the time. And my whole life changed. And I'm like, I'm starting a personal training business. This is what I want to do. This is what I love to do, is give that same gift to other people. And I started, like, it seemed to be overnight. I think it took me like 2.5 months or something. The doors were open. I was this kid, knew nothing about business, but I was so laser focused as to giving the gift of transformation to other people. And I became frustrated. I became frustrated very, very early on because I had this idea that everybody was going to do what I asked them to do. And as you can imagine, there were some people that did. They were like, okay, we're going to do everything you asked me to do. And man, week after week, they're seeing results. We're measuring them every week. They're excited as heck. And, their lives are changing. Their bodies are changing. Everything's happening for them. And then you get this other hand of people, and the first 3 days, they're backing out. They hit a challenge and they gave up, or, a vacation happened and they came off course, or, whatever happened, they're off and they're eating, or they're not showing up on training sessions. So I became very curious. Like, my passion is to help everybody. It's so beautiful to have that section of people that did, whatever, which was great. And I loved it. But I'm like, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm saying, what can I do to help these people out? Like this, the other half of the people are struggling. That portion of people now are struggling. And, what do I do? So I decided to really dive into mindset. And my thought was, what could I do? How can I help these people? Like, what was the difference in people? So my thought was, okay, I'm this challenge winner. I'm going to reflect on my own personal transformation, but now I've got all these other people that are transformed. So I'm calling them up. I'm setting up interviews. I'm going to these big expos that I'm talking on stage on, and I'm interviewing like all these people that have transformed. And it was awesome because the patterns became obvious. The way they thought, the way they moved, the way they talked to themselves, their daily habits, all these things became obvious in a very short period of time. So I'm like, whoa, okay. So all these things happen, certain events, certain challenges happen to them. So I'm like, wow, okay, cool. All right, well, what if I just bundled that up and gave people the information so they could duplicate it? It's like common sense would say, okay, if you did what that person did, then you'll see the same results. And so that's what I did. It was basically Internal Drive, my book that's about to come out. It's had several different versions over the last almost 2 decades. But the content has remained the same, and the activities have remained the same. And that's the difference that makes the difference. And that's why this book is so unique, because it makes people go through what the successful people went through. And the difference is you have to trust, and you're going to need to really get out of your comfort zone, because there's some things that the book asks you to do that are uncomfortable. And but that's the difference. And I've been using this format for clients, and have just been amazing. And I've been it's been a gift to me to be a part of so many people's journey and transformations. And when I turned 40, I always wanted to write this book. When I turned 40, it was a big number for me, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, life is almost over, and I was freaking out a little bit, and I'm like, look, and I said to myself, like, what goals have you like just given up on? And then I started thinking about regret. I'm like, oh man, like, am I gonna go for the next 15 years of my life and look back and wish that I did this thing? That I wrote this book and really put the time and effort into giving this gift to other people, the same gift that was given to me. How am I withholding this from a broader spectrum of people? Because it's great to be able to work one-on-one with clients, but that limits me to the amount of clients I can serve. And so I said to myself, like, you either throw the idea out and don't allow that to weigh on you any longer, because it did weekly, sometimes daily, that I didn't take that step to write the book. Just throw it out or just do it. And that was the day that I decided that, man, like, I gotta write this thing. I gotta get out of my own comfort zone and just get it on. And it was amazing, because that's when the book started to come to fruition. I found a wonderful publishing company, and it took several months to find, and I'm super excited to be able to do so. They helped me big time to be able to write this thing, and it's been absolutely incredible. And that's the difference. And now that it's out there, the reason for me to do this challenge is because I get to live through my clients. And for the last 20 years, I've been able to live through my clients. And this challenge, I believe, the reason why, my why for doing this challenge, is to bring it out to a broader spectrum of people, to give that same gift that was given to me years ago. I'm getting choked up. And to give that to so many more people that are out there that are suffering, because I want to end that suffering. I don't want them to suffer anymore like I did for so many years. And I've got the solution. So please follow and do everything that we ask you to do. I ask you to do in this book, because patterns become obvious. So if you do it, you get out of your comfort zone. I promise you, I know, because I've seen it thousands of times, that you're going to be able to get the heck out of that rut that you're in, and be able to move past that, and to be able to live a life that you deserve. And your relationships will follow, your career will follow, your whole life will transform by starting with your temple, your body. My other driving force, honestly, is that I get to live through you. That's what drives me. That gives me so much energy. 18-hour days, no problem. I feel like I didn't work. And that's a beautiful thing, because I get to live through each one of you, because I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say 5 days in. You're going to say, Bill, I already start feeling better. My cravings are gone. Bill, I got more energy. Man, I used to sleep 8-9 hours a day. Now I'm sleeping 6. I can't believe it. Got through bridge week. I'm no longer sore, a little tight and stuff. I feel like I did something. My confidence is coming out in 5 days. And in 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to say, I got to start buying new clothes. I can't wait. That's another 8 weeks. I said, wait, because another 4 weeks, you're going to grow out of those, or you're going to be leaner, and you're not going to need those clothes anymore. And I know what you're going to say. But my why, my whole point of this video was to let you know what my why is. And that's my why. To be able to live through your growth, be able to hear the feedback from you, and know that because of my challenges and because my effort that I'm giving to you, your life will change. And then you'll go empower somebody else. That's what an Empower Warrior is. That's where that came up from. Empower yourself to empower others. Keep giving that gift out. The cycle. Keep it going. And they're going to inspire somebody else. The whole ripple effect. You've heard it before. That ripple effect. That's my purpose here in life, I believe. And I'm so happy, so grateful that you're along this journey with me. And let's do it, Empower Warriors. Thanks for listening to me. It was very touching just to have that comfort with you, and be connected with you in some way, even though it's in front of a video screen here. I believe that we're connected in some way through this group and as people. So thanks again for listening. I honor you, and I thank you, and I appreciate you. Take care, Empower Warriors.
Hey, thanks for watching the full video. You made a great choice and empowered yourself some more today. If you'd like more, click the videos right here. They're exactly what you need to see next. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and become a part of the Empower community, and tell me what you think about the videos in the comments below. I read all of them and respond daily. Make a comment.